Joshua Zirkzee is Manchester United's new centre-forward. In this video, Football Club will explain why the Dutchman will be the solution to the Red Devils' problems, what's special about him, and how the team will benefit from his performances. Let's go! For Manchester United, solving the centre-forward problem this summer was a critical matter. Last season, the team went into the season with only Rasmus Højlund in this position, and they paid the price. The Dane was new to the team and had no experience in the Premier League. In addition, he is a young player and still needs to be more consistent. Rasmus also had 3 different injuries throughout the season. So, despite 16 goals scored, the season cannot be called successful for either the striker or United. The team finished 8th in the league with a negative goal difference. This once again confirms the attacking crisis. Moreover, going into the season with one centre-forward, no matter how amazing he is a losing strategy. So, United began to looking for a new number 9 for the starting lineup very thoroughly. Among the options were Youssef En-Nesyri from Sevilla, Ivan Toney from Brentford, and even the possibility of bringing back Romelu Lukaku was considered. However, the Red Devils opted for Joshua Zirkzee. Nothing is surprising about it. First, Zirkzee is the main star of Thiago Motta's sensational Bologna. Thanks to the Dutchman's efforts, the team had a brilliant season and made it to the Champions League for the first time in its history. Secondly, the price for Joshua seems quite reasonable. His contract has a release clause of 40 million euros. For a top Premier League club, it's like going out for ice cream. But what's interesting is that United could theoretically pay even less than the mentioned 40 million for Zirkzee. The fact is that when the striker moved to Bologna from Bayern, the Munich side included a 50% sell-on clause in the deal. Accordingly, the Italians will receive not 40, but just 20 million for the forward. Given the level of the striker, this is a real robbery. So the payment structure for Zirkzee may change. For example, the clubs could agree on a transfer for 20 million euros and 20 million in possible bonuses. Then Bayern will only receive 10 million because the sell-on clause does not apply to bonuses. And Bologna will be able to get more money if Joshua is successful at Old Trafford. Fabrizio Romano wrote about the possibility of such a scenario. Of course, the Italian club bears risks in such circumstances because if the player fails, they will receive significantly less. The only question is whether Bologna believes in Zirkzee's success. As for United, the bonus plan is very beneficial for them, as they have a chance to save a substantial amount of money if the Dutchman fails to deliver. As for the negotiations with the player and his agent, the Red Devils reached an agreement very quickly. Joshua wanted the transfer. Like this video if you're also excited about the Dutchman's future at Old Trafford. By the way, United's main rival in the competition for Zirkzee was Milan, but the Rossoneri failed to reach an agreement on the transfer. Zirkzee? It's the past for us, said Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who works as a senior advisor to the AC Milan ownership group. The interesting thing is that Joshua has said more than once that Zlatan is his childhood hero. So, if he rejected Milan for Man United despite the interest from Ibra himself, this is another positive signal for the Red Devils. Now let's look at what kind of striker Manchester United gets in Zirkzee. Joshua, although a centre-forward, is a backbone player. He constantly drops back in search of the ball, creates a numerical advantage for the team, and opens up space for his teammates to run in. Take a look at his heat map in Serie A last season. Not bad for a striker, right? Situations where Zirkzee is with the ball and 3 to 4 teammates in front of him were the norm in Bologna. This style of play is annoying for opponents. As a centre-back, you don't dare to run after Joshua all over the pitch, who creates a numerical advantage for the team through his movements. In particular, his actions can destroy man-to-man pressing if the opponent uses it. Zirkzee, as you may have realized, is not a traditional centre-forward. He's not only a finisher, but also a creator. Joshua's style of play is reminiscent of Roberto Firmino's Liverpool days, but he differs from the Brazilian in his size. His height is 193 centimeters. It would seem that this type of striker literally cries out to be a classic centre-forward. However, it's not the case. Despite his height, Joshua is a very technically sound player and has excellent plasticity. That is, Manchester United get both a strong target man who feels great in tackles and a creative false nine. It's worth noting the Dutchman's ability to play with his back to the opponent's goal. Zirkzee can keep the ball in difficult circumstances and is great for playmaking. He can also get out from under pressure on his own through dribbling. He was an indispensable player for Motta, and he should be the same for Ten Hag. We also note the energy with which Zirkzee enters the press. He covers the ground with relentless intensity, aggression, work ethic, and speed. Last season, Joshua averaged 0.5 goal contributions per game, which is an excellent outcome for a team of Bologna's caliber. The striker scored 12 goals and provided 7 assists in 37 Serie A and Coppa Italia matches. It's worth mentioning Zirkzee's charisma and style. Just look at how cold-bloodedly he handled the episode and scored the goal. The touch and the finish scream class. Such a season from Joshua not only caught the attention of the top clubs but also resulted in a call-up to the Dutch national team for Euro 2024. This call-up was the player's first in his life, and the match against Turkey saw Zirkzee's long-awaited debut. Despite all of the above, Joshua also has a lot of potential for development. He's only 23, so he can improve his skills over time. In this regard, we can refer to goal contributions. Zirkzee is definitely capable of scoring and assisting more. Playing with footballers of a higher class than in Bologna will help him. His partnership with Bruno Fernandes, who has been United's best player in recent years, will be especially interesting. In general, the Rashford-Fernandes-Garnacho attacking line will be revealed to us in a new way when they start interacting with Zirkzee. Rasmus Højlund is a penalty area player, which made the other attackers of the Red Devils predictable. Everyone understood that if the team makes a cross, it'll go to Højlund. If the team combines near the penalty area, you have to block the shot chance. With Zirkzee, everything will be different. His variability will make Ten Hag's team unpredictable and more dangerous. Joshua's dropping deep, and his ability to keep the ball in difficult situations will give a new lease of life to Rashford and Garnacho, who will have more space and freedom to maneuver up front. It was reported that Erik Ten Hag was very interested in Zirkzee's transfer. He obviously sees his compatriot as a solution to the goal-scoring problem that the team had last season. Let's also not forget that Ten Hag's assistant is now Ruud van Nistelrooy, who was an outstanding striker in the past. Working with this coach will definitely give a boost to Zirkzee's skills. With the arrival of Joshua, we may see some tactical changes in the team's game. In particular, the role of Bruno Fernandes is interesting. Given how effective Zirkzee is at dropping down to receive the ball, we will likely see the team switch to a 4-3-3 formation with Bruno as the number 8. Being in a wider position, Fernandes will not only be able to have a greater impact on the game at the build-up, it will also allow him to run into the penalty area when Zirkzee is dealing with opponents in the middle. Friends, write in the comments how many goals Zirkzee will be able to score for United next season and whether you believe that Joshua will be the solution to the striker problem for many years to come. And if you liked this video, please subscribe to us. This was Football Club, a channel of quality football journalism. Bye-bye.